it's me, Foxy Danger, and I don't know, I saw someone doing, like, drawing and trying to explain how they were drawing by using this app, and I was like, this would be a really cool thing to do while you're doing art therapy, because, like, not like official art therapy, just like, this helps me process feelings, kind of like journaling, but with pictures. And I was like, might as well give it a whirl, just considering I'm a big ball of anxiety and overwhelmedness today, which is so fun. So usually I get a prompt, and my friend Mark gave me a prompt, which was a pigeon with a knife mugging a squirrel. That was it, because it's a silly prompt. It wasn't like a deep therapeutic prompt. So I think what I like doing is like picking one brush and like kind of just playing around with it. I haven't really done these. I haven't worked with the artistic ones yet. Let's try Aurora. Let's see. All right, so we're drawing that pigeon. Let's see how we do. All right. Let's see if we can go higher. Anyways, so a little bit about me. I've got, like, not to brag, but like, I've got a lot of the mental health issues. Had them for a while. Was diagnosed as a kid. You know, I was one of the ADD kids of the 90s, which, plot twist, it was ADD and autism. But that didn't come into play until much later. Like, the autism diagnosis is like one of the hot new ones. And I literally, like, last year, my whole life as I had known it imploded. I left an emotionally abusive relationship that lasted for a really fucking long time. And kind of didn't realize how abusive he was until, you know, a little too late. And I literally, like, all of 2022, I was like moving around from apartment to apartment, and you know, I moved out of New York after over a decade there, in December, and I've only lived on the East Coast, so that's why I've only lived on the East Coast. So, like, now I live on the West Coast, and apparently I'm not only getting used to how to talk to people just on the West Coast, because different methods of communication on this end, way more passive aggressiveness, and nobody likes directness for some reason. But also, like, talking to people outside of New York, because, like, the abrasiveness doesn't really track here. And nightlife is different, and I work in nightlife, and it's really weird. But, like, I've been going through all that stuff, and, you know, in addition to losing, like, the longest non-familial relationship I had, I literally, like, March 2023 decided to cut off most of my family. And then, you know, more recently, I've kind of had to reassess my relationship with, like, my immediate family, because they have made it very clear that, like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's like my parents, like, it's like they love me as a daughter, but, like, kind of, they're not really fans of who I am as a person. And like, it's kind of like, we love you, but not enough to put effort into like making you feel comfortable. And like, I have 2 biological siblings. The older one, we've always had like a weird relationship. It's kind of been on and off, to be quite honest. And then my younger genetic relation can go choke on a bag of dicks because she's fucking dead to me. You know, basically no one else in the family really has to hold themselves accountable and do any self-criticism. But I always have to apologize because I'm always the one at fault when I'm like, I'm literally just pointing out how you guys are failing me and how you can make it right. And you're it's like they understand what they need. At least I can only speak for my parents. It's like they understand what I've been telling them on like, this is how you can like make me feel comfortable and like cared for. And they've made it pretty fucking clear that like, that's not something they're interested in doing, which is, you know, it's been a fucking year. And like, you know, I just got to my final destination in February and I'm trying to like gather some sort of sense of normalcy, like go back to how I used to feel and like blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know. That person's not really there anymore, to be quite honest. So now I'm running into well, who are you now? And like, I don't have any friends on the West Coast. So it's like, you know, who's Foxy going to turn out to be? What's West Coast Foxy going to actually look like? And like, what kind of stuff is she going to be into? And what is her friend circle going to look like? And stuff like that. So like, there's just a lot on my plate. And I have been using like art therapy as a way to kind of cope with it. Like in the super level 8 or above depression days, and this is like a scale to like 10, not an infinite geological time scale. I'll do like a drawing or a watercolor that's like kind of a symbol of how I'm feeling. Sometimes there's sometimes there's like a phrase, you know, stuff like that. But like, I get to treat myself afterwards with like a fun, silly prompt. Like one time my prompt was Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, smoking a joint. And like that one I took really seriously and it looks amazing. I'm proud of that one. God damn it. I don't even know. It's like I legit forgot what color pigeon beaks were. And I'm like, obviously they're black or dark gray, but you know, artistic license, you know. But yeah, so I'm just sort of like, this week was kind of one of those like anxiety kind of creeps up on you weeks, and like there's no definite reason for it, but it's still really icky and uncomfortable. And I was trying to distract myself with like weed and TV, but like I noticed that I wasn't really like, I was doom scrolling on my phone and I really wasn't paying attention to what was actually on the TV, and it wasn't cutting it. So here we are now, just kind of doodling away. Too opaque. There we go. Very angry duck. Or pigeon. Bird of sorts. Yeah, I really like drawing weird sort of like shit, like absurdist concepts and like basically just silly shit. Like, cause like I remember in college when I would get really depressed, I lived near a haberdashery, and I would legit go in there and try on the dumbest hats, like ones that I knew would look ridiculous, and it made me giggle a little bit. So like when I was like dying on the inside, I was like, at least you look doofy on the outside. So like this is, I don't know, it's kind of like that sort of, maybe. I don't know. Usually I do like a handled dagger, but like I think I'm feeling switchblade. Just trying to remember what a switchblade looks like. Persephone, no. That's my dog, Persephone. She's a 1-year-old terrorist. Like, I love her dearly, but she's also a monster. To which I say, same girl, same. Like, I feel like I need to talk the whole time, but then that kind of defeats the mental healthiness of it, because now I'm just anxious about, like, you're not talking, and they're just looking at you draw this really weird, like, thing, and no one's going to watch it. And then, like, I have to talk to myself, like, sort of challenge my conceptions, sort of, and be like, okay, so, like, nobody watches it. Big fucking deal. Like, you're doing it because it helps you, and you're hoping that by doing this, you will maybe help other people who just, like, because I get this a lot, because, like, I am not one to hold back my feelings and what's going on with me generally. And like I've heard from like so many of my friends, they're like, you know, it means a lot that you post all that, because like it's just nice to see someone else like having similar feelings. And I'm like, I don't understand, like I don't like oversharing about my mental health issues, but like at the same time I'm like, if I don't, like, it's almost like if I had someone out there doing this for me, maybe, I mean, I would still be messed up, chronically mentally ill, what, but, like, maybe I wouldn't be this fucking bad off. Like, maybe I wouldn't have CPTSD up the yang. But, you know, who's to say? Too big. But, yeah, I'm just sort of, I'm just kind of going to take a minute to, like, take in what I'm drawing and let the therapeutic benefits of it, like, happen. But before I do that, I know it looks like I'm drawing a butt or balls or whatever, but, like, this little dude is actually, I've been drawing this guy since I was, like, 8. Same way, like, a few years ago, I doodled this on a piece of paper and sent it to my friend from high school. And she was like, did you just draw that, or at your parents' place, like, looking through old journals? And I was like, ugh, harsh. All right, now I'm going to take in my drawing for a minute. I'll come back. Like, this kind of reminds me of that, like, Mr. Rogers meme where he's drawing a house and he's like, I'm not very good at it, but I really do enjoy it. Like, that's basically the energy I bring into drawing. It's like, listen, I'm never gonna be, like, a super hyper realist, but I'm pretty decent at, like, cartoony looking abstract stuff, so take what I can get, you know? Thanks, Mr. Rogers. Dude, this dead ass looks like a beaver. Damn. I like this brush. This is why I like playing around with like one brush at a time. Because I can play around with the size and stuff and see how it looks. Which is really fun. I'm like trying to mull over a goofy thing this pigeon could be saying while trying to mug this poor squirrel who's just trying to exist. Like, what a vibe. It's like, hi, I'm just literally trying to exist. Like, I mean, I'm not involved in your life at all. I just want to exist and kind of be treated as valid, even though I'm not like you. I don't know. I should have made the squirrel gray. Oh well. Them's the licks, kid. It's kind of like in Billy Madison when he's like, I drew a blue duck because I've never actually seen a blue duck and I wanted to see what it would look like. I mean, I've seen brown squirrels, but, you know. Yeah, like, even doing, like, instead of strokes, doing swirls. I know, like, there are people who actually know about drawing where they're going to be like, yeah, no shit. It's called shading techniques. To which I say, shut the fuck up. This is not my medium where I have the most expertise in. And like, everyone's got to start somewhere. And this is where I'm starting. So, you know. And I'm not doing this to like make a living. I'm literally just doing this as like a mental health tool. Because like, life is hard enough as it is. And I'm like, if this like makes you feel better, fuck it. Like, just do it. The world's dying anyways, so might as well like do some things that spark joy. I mean, that's kind of what happened. I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens after a full-on breakdown, like, of your mind, body, and soul, where it's like you become that person who like just walks out of the house in like straight up like a long t-shirt and nothing else to take out the garbage, because you're like, why would I put on pants for this mundane task? Or like, you know, everyone's got their own version of it, but it's just not fun. Like, it is kind of, because like, I made a meme about this. I might actually frame it, where it's like that Elmo burning thing, and then it's like, when you have nothing to, like, when you've lost everything you thought you had, you have nothing to lose by being yourself. To which I was like, I mean, I have a point there. So, I'm not wrong. I was gonna do these like really bare, but then I was like, the stem is so like raw. Why wouldn't you just do everything else in that opaqueness? And I'm like, I don't know, let's try it. Yeah. So like, sometimes this generic, sometimes it's a dog, sometimes it's like a bunny, sometimes it's a beaver, this time it's a squirrel. But like, usually they are holding a balloon in one hand and ice cream in the other. I was gonna put ice cream over here, but I'm not gonna lie, balloon sounds cooler. So we're gonna go with balloon. And we're gonna do a nice bright red balloon. Give it a little texture. Alright, I need to finish up. I don't understand why I keep, forgetting to finish this dude's face up. So I'm just sort of checking in with myself right now, seeing how I'm doing. I mean, this obviously isn't like, wow, I'm all cured, thanks. It's more like, I guess I kind of feel like I definitely feel much more zen. But I'm, you know, it's a process. But this definitely does, like, I feel like it's like a very nice distraction technique, which, as much as I fucking hate CBT and DBT, because for autism, like for spectrum folks, like, those methods are kind of, they don't tend to work. I remember watching a video, like, actually explained it better than I could, because let's face it, technically I did get my degree in this, but like the education system sucks. Anyways, yeah, the autistic people don't really respond well to those sort of methods a lot more frequently, because there's kind of like, it's all about distracting yourself from these deep feelings that you're feeling very hard. And like a lot of people on the spectrum and stuff, like, that's not what they need. Like, they've been masking for so goddamn long, and it's like, I want to have a space where I'm allowed to express my feelings, like, as I need to, which is like completely valid. And once I heard that argument, I was like, oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Like, that's why I never really responded to it, because it was just like, I don't need distractions. I need, like, and also have fun trying to distract me from this very intense, real feeling I'm having. Blah. I think I'm getting a little tired, so I was kind of hoping to finish this, like, as, like, the end of the episode, be like, et voila! My art therapy painting. However, much like with normal therapy, you know, and good TV, is it doesn't necessarily all end neatly in one, like, half-hour episode or hour episode. So, like, yeah, unfortunately, this might be a cliffhanger and just be like, to be continued. Ugh, the obsessive urge to, like, keep going. The hyperfixation. Let's see. Do I like this? It's a pathway.